Welcome back, guys. We are at the new build and we are covering framing with both ICF and SIP panels. We have the unique opportunity to do all three practices, both in the traditional framing, ICF, and SIPs. I'm with my framer today.
I'm not a framer.
My name is Jeff.
So to give you guys a perspective of what we're looking at, we're going to start with the traditional way to install electrical, which is in the normal framing.
In your traditional framing, you just nail up these plastic boxes. I just use my hammer to set the height so they match all around the rest of the house. Just drill in the center of all the studs. You need to be 1.25 inches away from the edge so the drywallers don't puncture your wires.
When we run wires through studs, it's pretty simple because all we got to do is just drill a hole from one box through the studs to the next box. And that's what makes installing electrical on a traditional frame a little bit easier. But moving to ICF and SIP, it might change it up a little bit. So we're going to show you guys what that looks like. So walking into this room, we have a little bit of everything. We have traditional framing. In the daylight basement, we have ICF. And then the daylight portion of the daylight basement, we have SIP panels. Starting with the ICF, show us what you got and how you installed everything.
I cut a channel with a skill saw, made a pretty good route from box to box. I cut all the boxes out with a Sawzall, just chiseled all the foam out. I anchored all the boxes to the concrete behind, so they're in there really good and strong. And then just make up your boxes as usual. So with the SIP panels, there's these marks that indicate that there's a channel inside the foam. So there was a channel here to get down to the outlet. I just cut through. We have a soffit up here, so I cut through the top of it. And then you can just fish your wire down to the box. I was getting snagged up here in the foam, so I just cut another hole, which I will also need to get my wires over to my switches. All my switch legs will run down this channel and over, and there's a channel in the back here.
With the SIP panels, they have chases every, I think, 24 inches.
I think
vertically.
It's 28 inches.
28 inches, interesting.
Which is weird.
Very weird. 28 inches on center, running vertical from top to bottom. And then horizontally, they have marks indicating where it's at, but it's at 18 inches and 48, correct me if I'm wrong?
Yeah.
Those are all the chases. However, if you need to run a wire from the horizontals to the verticals, there's no way to do that in the middle of the panel. So what we're doing is we're drilling out holes here to redirect the wire. And then once we're done running all the electrical, we're just gonna toss some foam in this hole, fill it up, and then sheetrock goes over it. So it's gonna be a really clean finish. There's a lot of ways you can do this. This is a good and efficient way to do it, and we found.
And I'm using these face nail boxes. So they sit 1/2 inch on top of the OSB, so they'll be flush with the drywall.
So that's about what it takes to install electrical in ICF SIPs compared to a traditional frame like you typically see. Hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. I'm happy to answer anything you guys have questions with. Ultimately, it's not a huge barrier to hop over in terms of subcontractors installing on these products. They are relatively intuitive. There are a few things to learn. Only nothing that's going to delay the project significantly. It's not a huge price jump in terms of install on these products versus a traditional frame. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you guys in the next video.